Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BTC sessions. I'm making sure that this is indeed working, so I'm just kind of, yeah, there we are. Okay. If you guys can hear me all right, please let me know, and we'll be off to the races. So let's take, there we go. Okay, looks like people are getting through and hearing us okay. So welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Cool to see everybody here. Yeah, we are going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. The markets, what's been going on this year, and I guess how the year ended with crypto last year. Also, I have a friend with me.
Hello, hello.
This is Tom Classic. And there's a reason behind that name. So first of all, Tom is a friend of mine. We were actually in a performance group, not at the same time, but like we
I think at the same time for a bit, way back.
Yeah, years ago. So
decade ago.
Yeah, a while back. So yeah, so we know each other from years ago, and then I started working at BitNational, which is basically a Bitcoin brokerage, last spring, and then we were looking for new people, and I put something on Facebook. I think you replied to that, yeah. And then and yeah, so we've been working with each other since when did you come on?
I think May or June, something around there.
Okay, sweet, awesome. Yeah. So when you came in, you were interested in crypto. You'd kind of like checked it out a little bit, but like how deep into it were you at that point?
When I came in, I was really against the banks. Was in securities and things, just like, but completely against the central banks.
Okay.
So I understood the importance of crypto, but I didn't really know a lot about the technicals of cryptography and cryptocurrency. Yeah. But it went with my passion against the banking system. So
cool. So and friendship was born.
And friendship was born, reborn.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been working with Tom, been national for a while now, and we just opted to do some live streams together. Yeah.
So we had a new Tom come in work with us, and that's how I became Tom Classic, and then now we got Tom Cash here.
Yeah, so. Tom Cash is the other one. So we weren't sure which way it was going to go at first, but the market then decided that Tom Cash was just an impersonation and was trying to steal Tom's market share. So yeah,
just full off.
Somebody's already commenting on my shirt. Yes, I did get my Bcash shirt. I did make this myself. So yeah, if you want a Bcash shirt for yourself, there's a link down below in the video, so check it out. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. I guess let's give some shout outs to people that are here. Holy hell, look at the chat already. So we've got lots of questions. We'll try and go through. We'll let you know also when to throw out some questions there, because it's easy to get lost in the chat here. But yeah, good to see. Let's see, Ed, Ferdine, Ben, Christoph, Crypto Generator with the 8. I like it. Christoph, Alex, Keegan, Simon. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for coming to watch. Let's chat. So things took a tumble this past week.
Quick tumble.
Yeah, a quick tumble. It was I feel like I went on a tweet storm earlier today about like every time somebody asks me if I'm freaking out over the price. Now I say no. I'm pretty calm about it. I'm kind of used to this, but also the common response that I get is well, you're in a different position because you got in early. And yes, but why?
Larger stake to lose as well then.
Yeah, and not only that, like why am I in that position now? And so I went on this crazy tweet storm of like the reasons why. It's because, you know, I did a lot of reading before I ever put any money into anything. So I was like already pretty well informed on the technology. Yeah. And then, you know, things like dollar cost averaging and not investing money that I couldn't afford to lose, stuff like that. So yeah, I went on a bit of a tweet storm and yeah, lots of comments on that today. So
it's interesting in that too, because like, what, 6 months ago, 0.2% of people were invested into cryptocurrency, and now we're up to like 4%. There's a lot of growth, but like 4%, that's still very early adoption in any case.
Wait, 4% as far as what, like Western markets or world? It can't be worldwide.
No, not worldwide. It's like 4% of people have got wallets, not necessarily about crypto or anything, but
and that's
new wallets though. People could have multiple wallets.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a tough metric to really know, right? Because it's like you're saying, like anybody can create a wallet multiple times. So
so our max is probably 4%.
yeah, and I'd say that's probably generous, right? So so lots of stuff has happened. There was a huge market tumble. I'm gonna transition to the let's take a look at coin market cap. So let me just transition over to it. So yeah, I mean, it's bouncing back a little bit today, right? Like we're sitting, we've got a few things up a couple percent. Then we see things like Ripple, which is up like 20%. Anything that had a massive crash, it also had a nice little bounce. So if you were trying to time the market, then maybe you got lucky. I mean, Tron, but I mean, again, like Tron was up in the 28 cents or something like that, and now it's at 8 in a bit. So I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that had pretty good bounces off the bottom there, but all in all, like everything's still down. Now, as far as reasons why, there's a lot of potential reasons. I guess let's transition back to us. I don't know. Do you, in your opinion, is there anything particular that caused that, or was it just it was due to happen? Or?
Well, yeah, it's crazy because like $200 billion left cryptocurrency market all together. The entire crypto market dropped $200 billion in a day, in like matter of hours. And people, the average person with their account on exchanges, they can only move a small amount, like less than a Bitcoin. So it's not like this is individual investors making decisions like let's panic and get out of the market.
Yeah,
it's that was a mass movement of large values of money. It's got to be like individual investors or like really wealthy investors, or else corporations who have invested in or moving the market.
Yeah. It's I mean, there's some people are pointing to things like South Korea scares and FUD coming out of there. Oh, they're banning. Oh, they're not. That kind of stuff. China again. I don't even know. They don't even have anything left to ban, do they? Like like they keep on. They've been doing this since 2013, and they always say
they spook the market and then they give up on what they said.
Yeah, I feel like China's having less of an effect on it, but because South Korea, so much volume was coming out of there, maybe that contributed. But
and the drive behind China making a change in the market, like that apparently is because they've got environmental concerns and they can't do mining. So good to see that China's caring about the environment today.
Right. It's funny because a lot of the miners from China are actually packing up shop, and Canada is now a big pull. Like there's mining operations that are being set up in our province in Alberta here. So it's interesting to see that kind of stuff happening. But I mean, by and large, I don't think it was any one thing that set this off. I feel like it was, I mean, December was insane. We went over 10K for the first time in December and subsequently hit 20K pretty much very quickly thereafter.
Well, and the market just stayed around 10K. It really didn't want to get there, and then when it did, it just exploded up again. Yeah,
and so it kind of hit that psychological level where, in my opinion, like the first number is no longer changing with these little, so 10K was a psychological level, and then once it got past there, right, it just kept on motoring on. So now I'm also, I've had chats with people about this, about whether is this was that like the blow off top? Is it gonna, oh, also this is not investment advice. Clearly I'm wearing a
we don't know.
hashtag Bcash shirt. I'm not a professional investor.
Yeah, I'm wearing an elephant shirt.
Not a suit. Yeah, we're not offering investment advice. This is just pure speculative talk. But like, so I have talked to some people who have been in crypto for a while and some people that are new to it, and there's varying opinions on whether was that the top and now we're due for like an extended pullback and like a bit of a bear market before anything happens again, or is it going to be like earlier in 2017 where it would flit around for a couple months before taking on another huge pump.
Well, there's so many surges in people wanting to access Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It's just such a new technology right now that people want to jump on board. And it's funny when I talk to people, they're always wondering if it's the top right now.
Yeah.
Like, people don't often want to know when it's the bottom, like when to buy and stuff. They want to know, like, is it the top or is it going to keep going? They want this parabolic growth to keep continuing, and parabolic is unsustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's and I mean, when it hits those parabolic curves, it's volatile as hell in both directions, right? So I mean, it went up 10K in in a few weeks, and then it dropped 10K in like a few days, right? So like it's a little wild.
Bit emotional.
And the thing is, the people that waited till 10K to get in, by and large, were the ones that were rushing because of fear of missing out, right? Yeah. And so those same people, if they were buying for an emotional reason because they were watching the price, are going to sell emotionally when it drops, right? It's not the people that invested because they've done their research and think, oh yeah, this has a lot of promise. It's the people that went, oh my god, look at the chart going up.
Yeah,
time absolutely. To buy, right?
It's not holding on for dear life. They're not investing for a fundamental reason. They're jumping on for like momentum.
Yeah, so some of my thoughts, I don't know whether this was a top or whether it's gonna continue on. Yeah. My big question is, I mean, there's a lot that's different since the bubble in 2013. Okay. So, it's so much more accessible. There's so many more avenues to buy and sell. There's wallets. Yeah. It's more user friendly. It's still not there as far as
options.
Yeah, but there's a lot more there in the industry. A lot more options. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at is I tend to look at, especially with Bitcoin in general, because it tends to drive the market, is in relation to the halvings. So anybody who's not familiar, like the cut in supply of newly issued Bitcoin. So the minor halving happens every 4 years, and so we don't have a lot of historical historical information to reference, but we are on the second halving. And so if you look at the first one, which happened in 2012, you have a year following it. So in 2013 there were these massive bull runs, and then 2014 was an extended bear market, and we didn't turn around at all until early 2015. Beginning of the year was kind of its low point, and then from there on in, it basically slowly but surely made its way up. And then the year following, it's in anticipation of the halving, you had some run-ups, but it wasn't until, so again, we had a halving in 2016, and again, the year following, we had these massive bull runs.
Yeah.
Is this another 2014? Is it going to be another bear market? Or is there enough new people onboarded that the price at this point is sustainable, and then it gradually continues to move up? Like, that's the question.
As the adoption is high and the market value is higher.
Yeah. There's a guy on Twitter, Alistair Milne, I believe his name is, but he was talking about how it would be funny to believe that that was the top when they just got through onboarding a million new people onto exchanges in the past like couple weeks or something. It was something ridiculous like that. But yeah, and I mean, that's a valid point.
And it still is a new technology too. The globally exchanges that offer cryptocurrency, they're restricting people onboarding right now. Some are crashing and stuff. They just can't keep up with the growth of the popularity and the volume of trades going on right now.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know. It's a tough call. You can't really call it one way or the other. But even if this was another bear market for a year or so, it's not the end of crypto. Clearly, it's just in my eyes just another bump in the road. So I'm hodling.
Yeah, I'm hodling too.
That's me. Now you're a bit more of I don't want to say open-minded, because I'm not open-minded. I'm a bit more of a maximalist. And you're
just a bit.
Just a little bit.
Borderline obsession.
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin there.
Yeah. Not that I don't hold other cryptos, but the vast majority of what I hold and what I trust is Bitcoin until something else proves its worth to me.
Yeah.
And so I look at projects, and if they've been around long enough to prove themselves, then I think that they could possibly continue to exist. Yeah. It's kind of my view. I think you're a little bit more open to newer projects and looking at other technologies.
Yeah, absolutely.
My view is always like, well, they could do that on Bitcoin. Whereas, you're objectively looking at what's available in the market right now, and are they doing this anywhere else? And so like you also take the position of hedging at some points too. Like you'll buy something that is like the antithesis to Bitcoin in the event that banks win or something, right?
I'm a little bit of a sellout. I invest in things that I don't like morally agree in, like the banks. I really don't like banks, but I mean, Ripple at the same time, the banks build it. The banks are the ones in force of, or they're the force that's going to help like build regulation and things too. So it's like,
yeah. So you're just a little bit hedging your bets in the anticipation of anything not going the way you'd like it to.
Yeah, just the old adage about like don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
same thing. I think like with the growth of the crypto market recently, like, you didn't even have to make a good call to make
you could
tons of
we were saying this earlier. You could throw shit at a wall and seen what stuck, and you would have still made money, right?
Yeah,
like,
well, the joke coins that like literally the joke coins, they've got crazy performance, better than like securities and some bonds and investments and stuff like it.
Yeah. So we have an idea that we're thinking of trying maybe like next week or something.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get like a dartboard or what? I don't know how we'll do it yet, but we're gonna get a dartboard, and we're literally gonna put cryptos on the dartboard and then just blindfolded throw a dart and like put a small amount of money into each one and see and just see what happens.
See how random the market is.
Yeah. and then when it inevitably either like goes up or
egg
goes
coin.
down, like egg coin. When it inevitably goes up or down, we'll just say what geniuses or idiots we were.
Yeah.
So anyways,
if we get a good call, though, obviously it was intentional.
yeah, exactly.
Don't mention the losers.
Yeah. So now there's something very important that I really wanted to talk about that just happened, like not yesterday but the day before, and that thing was
Be connect! Be connect!
wait for the big
Be connect!
So BitConnect is done. Well, I mean, the BCC token is still out there, but BitConnect is done.
Yeah.
So essentially, they announced that they are that they're stopping the entire lending platform, which was the only reason that anybody really wanted to hold BCC.
What sustained the entire project.
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, they had their cryptocurrency that worked. It had a blockchain. You could use a block explorer, find things. But the demand for the coin was you go to BitConnect, you use Bitcoin to buy BCC, and then you loan your BCC out to trading bots that would then use volatility in the market to make returns no matter what. Basically, you never like lost money is the thing. Like they varied their returns, but it was never like you might lose money. It was always like we guarantee between this percent and this percent. So I mean, the thing with that is they were paying out based on the based on the US dollar value of what was invested.
Yeah.
And so when you have a bunch of people that invested in BitConnect at a BTC price of 20 grand and then it dropped by half and they still have to pay out on the original 20K, well, that's unsustainable, and of course it was going to fold.
Well, and then they don't have the lending platform, so they don't have the money coming in to pay out those higher amounts as well.
Yeah, so essentially they paid everybody out at a pegged BCC price of like $300 and something, which the market was dropping as they were doing that. And now like we're looking at the charts here and that's Canadian, $37. And then what's it American? It is, it's $30 US.
$30, yeah.
It was they pegged it at 300 and something. So basically they gave people a bunch of BCC saying that it was worth 300 and something, but really like nobody could actually get that price. So yeah, that's that really sucks. I feel bad for people that were conned into getting into this Ponzi.
It was definitely a referral. It was a good referral based program where people could get more people and more income in there and make some revenue. But for the people who got in early, they did well. But if you didn't get out on time,
essentially the people that did make money made it on the backs of everybody that just lost everything. Right? So and that's shitty.
Well, and the thing with their trading algorithm, it wasn't open source, so you couldn't verify the how the rate of return was coming about.
Yeah.
You couldn't understand the risk of when the market would crash or like when BitConnect would correct based on just a market correction.
Yeah.
There wasn't transparency. You need to know what you're investing in to make money long term.
And it turns out that there was a reason for a lack of transparency. I guess. So now I think they've still got like an ICO that they're trying to do. Is that still a thing, or have they completely like just thrown in the towel?
Yeah, because they were joining into the mining infrastructure and things as well. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
yeah, at this point, so that's too bad, but again, it's hopefully people use this as a lesson as to, you're already investing in volatile assets as it is, to go and then reinvest into some mystery trading bot that is allegedly there. You're just compounding your risk to make it even more scary in the space. So,
and especially if you're just dedicated to one investment and reinvesting everything, that's a high risk stake to make.
So that's whatever, I guess. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, like the comments, Bitcoin wrecked. That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay, so somebody told me to take off the Bcash shirt. No way, man. Not ever. Patrick Mandarino, thank you for the $2. What are those called? Super chat. Nice. You can do that. I didn't know that was a thing.
That.
Yeah. Nice. Anyways, Tom Cash here.
How's it going,
Invest
man?
in USI. So if you guys can see in the chat, Tom Balog, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Balog.
Yeah, Tom Balog. That is Tom Cash. He's trying to steal Tom. He's trying to steal Tom Classic's market share. Get him.
Classic forever. Hodl classic.
Yes. So
not investment advice.
Yeah. So anyways, we're gonna go to the chat and we're gonna I field some questions.
Yeah.
Just don't ask if it's going up or down. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
If you know, let us know.
Yeah. Tom still USA Tech. You. Okay. Somebody asked, what does the Bcash shirt say? It literally just says Bcash, and it's a B on top of a pile of cash. It's putting the B back in Bcash. Okay. So let's see. Move to old. Get better okay. So the resolution of this is crap. It's weird. It's weird because I don't know. Anyways, my resolution here is shit. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully you can at least hear me as we're talking. Anyways, let's see. Can you do a Blockfolio tutorial, like on the channel, I imagine?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
They connect with as much as Zimbabwean money.
Yeah. The $1 trillion BCC note.
Not
Okay.
accepted anywhere.
Blockfolio tutorial. Have you used Blockfolio very much?
Blockfolio? No, I haven't used it very much.
I played around with it a little bit. It's pretty in-depth. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. So yeah, I'd be more than open to doing a Blockfolio tutorial. I did one on a really easy one called HODL, but you can literally just put in the amount of a coin that you're holding and just get an overview of everything that you're holding without actually having to have it on your phone.
Yeah, Blockfolio is pretty interesting because you can put in an array of different currencies and you can select the exchanges that they're offered on. I'm pretty sure.
And you can also do individual trades. So like if you buy or you sell at a certain price, you can input that and it calculates the percentage that you've made on your money,
Nice.
which is great.
Yeah.
Can you do an Australian bookkeeping tutorial? I don't even know what that means. You mean like bookkeeping as far as like calculating your trades in Bitcoin and crypto? Maybe. I
an Australian accent.
Yeah. I don't know that much about what the Australian bookkeeping would entail as far as tax implications. It's not even really clear in Canada yet how this stuff will be treated tax-wise. So that's all up in the air still.
Yeah.
Erring
on the side of caution is probably a good idea.
Oh, somebody asked, what's up with any airdrops or forks? There's an interesting one that I'm curious about, and it's called Bitcoin Private. And it's all... so I believe that they've basically allowed for cheaper transaction fees, which currently anybody in Bitcoin that is looking to alternatives, that's one of the reasons why they might be.
Yeah.
But the one with that is just confidential transactions, is Bitcoin Private, and it is an airdrop, I believe, to anybody who is holding Bitcoin and Z Classic, which I didn't even really know too much about Z Classic in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know too much.
So it's a fork of the two of them, I suppose, is kind of, or like an airdrop to both hodlers of both. So I'm interested. I've seen some stuff on it, but I haven't done too much reading. But that's one that I am kind of trying to pay attention to, because it looks like it might actually be worth something to some people. Cool. Which, I don't know.
I'll look into it more.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What about Ethereum and LITECOIN forks? LITECOIN forks, I haven't heard anything in relation to LITECON forks lately.
No, I
Have
haven't
you?
either.
Ethereum, I mean, they've had a few airdrops. I haven't heard about anything recently. I don't know if you have either. I haven't been particularly watching that. Like, I do have some Ether, but I might be sitting on some airdrops that I don't even know about, to tell you the truth.
Most likely, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it's just whether you want to take the risk of accessing them.
Ethereum does have a fork coming up, though, from the coin lost in the fire, do they not?
Do they?
I believe that they do, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'll look more into that though.
Is it? I'm curious if it's contentious though.
It is contentious.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Bitcoin Rhodium, I have heard of. Is that how I say it? I think so. Who is it? Andy Hoffman, who we know, or at least I know. He's been talking about Bitcoin Rhodium a lot. I would check out, if you get the chance, look up any Andy Hoffman videos. He is from Crypto Gold Central. That's the name of the company? Yeah.
Crypto Gold?
Yeah, Crypto Gold. Anyways, he's been talking about it a bunch, and he's been on World Crypto Network, I believe, chatting about it. So yeah, worth looking into his stuff. He'll have some more insight on Bitcoin Rhodium, I believe. He's been tweeting about it as well. So yeah, I agree. There should be a website that announces these forks and airdrops, like a central one where it's like, that would be amazing. If you're holding this, and then just a list, like
what you actually hold.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be amazing, right? Like that's it. Like you're holding ETH, and then just a list of airdrops, and then the subsequent dates that you would have had to have been holding it. Yeah, in order to. Yeah,
I bet the average person doesn't know what coins they actually own.
Probably. Yeah. Most. I mean, we deal with people all day that are coming in and they have Bitcoin. They don't realize that they even have Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. Or let alone Bitcoin Gold or anything else that has dropped since then. So,
which is a good point. Like, should never throw away a wallet.
Yeah. You should always try and keep, even though it's a pain in the ass to just have like a ton of like written down seeds everywhere.
Yeah.
Just keep them in one place.
In a safe.
Yeah, and fireproof safe. and yeah, because you never know, right? Like you just. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff because you could be throwing away money. We're missing so much free money, and then down below there is no free money. That's fair point. Okay. I didn't know that. Mizugo airdrops to Ethereum. I didn't know that. I know that. At points I have held some OMG. I'm not currently, but I did kind of rode the waves a little bit with that one. Once we see commercials everywhere, this market will take off nonstop. Yeah, maybe
could have more adoption.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's hard for me to gauge because we now work in the industry, so we're just constantly exposed to people walking in the door, and so to us it just seems like there's new people or there's less people, and so, but we see the extremes, right? Yeah. We see all the sudden lineups out the door, and we can't even see straight.
Yeah. Well, generally, like the hype, and like there's just too much volatility for a lot of coins right now. So much speculation that a lot of coins don't have any stability in their valuation, so it makes like commerce and business and like long-term growth difficult. So like a retracement in the market is a good healthy thing in the long term, especially after parabolic growth.
And it kind of shakes out the people that were too unsure when they bought in the first place.
Yeah.
And then those people probably wouldn't get back in right away, but later on it forces them to reevaluate why they bought in the first place. And anything that does that is probably a good thing. It's unfortunate that some people will lose some money because of that, but that's how you learn. You learn from making mistakes. Exactly. And hopefully the mistakes just aren't too big. That's all. Yeah. Somebody said, did you, BTC Benny, did you claim your Bitcoin Gold? I did, actually. That one, I planned ahead for it because I have a Ledger Nano S and a Ledger Blue. And I knew that Ledger and Trezor have been pretty good for supporting that kind of stuff relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Now, moving forward, that may not be the case because I think in general developers are just friggin' sick of supporting every fork. I think Bitcoin Gold happening so quickly after Bitcoin Cash and them having to spend so many resources supporting that, they've realized no, we want to work on, instead of just supporting anything that forks from Bitcoin or Ethereum, until it gets like a decent market share, they're not going to do that, I don't think, anymore.
I think there's like, now that the market's grown, there's longer term projects that are offering things significantly different and just forking off on a small amount.
Yeah.
Each subsequent fork from Bitcoin and forks from Bitcoin Cash have become like significantly less valuable than the previous fork.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah, because I mean, Bitcoin Gold is, they have their fluctuations, but it's clear that Bitcoin Cash was, because it was the first one through the door, and there was a reason, like there was people that were opposed to the roadmap of the current implementation, of the legacy implementation. So, and that's fine. That's great. People can that's the beauty of cryptocurrency, is you can choose your currency. So, as much as I wear shit like this, I would never force somebody not to use Bcash. That's fine. But I also, can call it Bcash. So, but yeah, like it's more, up to the individual what they want to use, and it's also up to the company what they want to support. A lot of people are mad at Coinbase and BitPay and companies like that for supporting Bitcoin Cash. Well, I mean, it's their prerogative what they want to do. They're a business, so let people decide what they want to do as a business. Let people decide what they want to use as an individual. It's fine. So, but still, Tom Cash, I see you. Okay, so let's see, what else? What's up with Bitcoin Diamond? Last I heard, that one is dangerous to obtain. Is that are you kind of thinking along?
I'm not familiar with Bitcoin Diamond.
It was the next one after Bitcoin Gold. It's so hard to keep track. So Bitcoin Diamond, I don't even know what they were really offering. I think they were like, oh, we're gonna do 8 megabyte blocks and SegWit and other things, and they also airdropped. But they also, I think they did you could buy early, and then they did a pre-mine, and they did like a number of things that were kind of, and then on top of that, it was also people, as with any fork, there's all these sites popping up. Oh, deposit your Bitcoins here and we'll split it for you. I think a few people got burned with the Bitcoin Diamond one.
A lot of the forks I could get scared of because there's the risk of you losing your Bitcoin, or just like...
Yeah. It has to, at this point, it has to be a pretty damn good return to cash in on a fork in order for me to even touch it. Like, I was borderline with Bitcoin Gold, because realistically at the time you're thinking like, okay, do I want to cash this in because I'm getting a few $100 for every, at the time, $20,000 worth of Bitcoin I hold?
Yeah.
Do I want to risk that 20 grand to get my $300?
And they had a pretty skeptical release too. Didn't release an open source wallet right away, and
it was a little scary, a little sketchy. So, as somebody asked, so how do you receive these forks? Essentially, in these forks, or these airdrops, you can also call them, is when you have a wallet and you're holding a certain coin. So let's say in the instance, easiest one to refer to is Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. You had one Bitcoin, and what Bitcoin Cash did was they said, anybody holding Bitcoin, basically we're going to copy the ledger of who owns what right now, and we're going to duplicate it, but this is a new currency. Well, they weren't saying it's a new currency, but essentially that's what happened. There's now two currencies, and because they cloned the ledger of whatever everybody owned, if you had one Bitcoin, you now also had one Bitcoin Cash. Now, as far as claiming it, the dangerous part was you needed to use the same private key that gave you access to your Bitcoin to claim your Bitcoin Cash. And so unless there was a trusted entity that did it for you, or unless you really, really trusted the code of the software that was released by the people behind Bitcoin Cash, that was a scary thing to do. Now, they do have developers there that probably, for the sanctity of the money that they were, or the currency that they wanted to succeed, wouldn't have released a client that screwed people out of money, because it would have tarnished the currency itself. But with some of these other airdrops, it's really hit and miss. You got to be really careful.
Some of them, I think, just want your Bitcoin. They don't really actually care about the coin that they forked and developed.
Yeah. So like what could happen here is, let's say tomorrow I make Bitcoin pudding. Bitcoin pudding. For 1 Bitcoin, you get 1 Bitcoin pudding, and I airdrop it, and then I say, all you have to do is download my wallet software and input your private key to access your Bitcoin pudding. Meanwhile, what I'm actually doing is I'm stealing your Bitcoin private keys, moving your coins to one of my own accounts, and I give you nothing.
Yeah.
Right. That's essentially what happened in some cases. So you got to be careful with this kind of stuff.
With some of the like older or like some of the original forks, there's good wallets that have fairly reliable reputation on retrieving that forked coin.
Yeah, that's what Johnny just said here. So Ledger supported BCH and BTG. No need to expose your private keys in those cases, and that's absolutely right. So Ledger and Trezor were both hardware wallets that supported and created safe ways to retrieve those coins without putting your private keys at risk. Yeah. So for me, I waited on those things to happen before I moved any coins. And they did not release anything to retrieve stuff like Bitcoin Diamond and some of these other forks. And as such, I haven't even attempted to retrieve them.
The risk isn't really there. A good point to make is, if you don't control your private keys, you don't control being able to access your fork coin. Mm-hmm. If you're holding your coin in an exchange or on other like
proprietary
browsers or proprietary, anything that's not open source with or not necessarily open source, but if you don't have your private key, you might not be able to access your fork coin.
What I'm not sure, has Coinbase paid out the Bitcoin Cash yet?
I don't know. On January 1st, when they said that was going to take place, Bitcoin Cash didn't really have a huge change in their volume or anything.
Yeah.
So
as far as I remember seeing something that they were late on their promise to do that. Yeah. I just don't know if it's happened yet. I haven't seen anything, but yeah. Somebody in chat saying Exodus is my main wallet, hoping they come out with a mobile app to go with the software. I agree. Oh, good.
Perfect.
I'll put my sock on that. That's all right.
Perfect.
It's okay. We have a cleaning.
Just spilling some drinks here.
Yeah. Tom's just spilling beer on my carpet. Whatever. So, anyways, Exodus is a beautiful wallet. There's a few things that I would really like to see them do. Mm-hmm. One would be SegWit addresses to help cut down on fees. And that means the more people using those, the more it helps the network in general. But I again, until like Coinbase and BitPay implement that, I can't really give Exodus too much trouble for doing what they do. But I'd also like to see support for hardware wallets on Exodus. There's one other. Oh, and the backup process with Exodus, I find a little sketchy. Reason being, so what happens in the backup process on Exodus is you put in a password, it then encrypts your private key, but then they ask you to send your encrypted private key to your email. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's encrypted with a password, but what you don't realize is, let's say you were insecure and you used the same password for your Exodus encryption as you did for your email. The second your email gets hacked, hackers are going to look for stuff like that. Oh, this is an encrypted wallet file. Maybe it's the same password that I just cracked from this email address. And that's how I know personally people have had their Exodus wallets.
High risk.
Yeah.
Anything crypto will always use a fresh password you've never used before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Somebody said Coinbase. No, so I think they misunderstood. So Patrick said Coinbase added Bitcoin Cash back in December, I believe. They did add Bitcoin Cash as an option to buy and sell and hold, but they didn't issue the Bitcoin Cash that was owed to people who had Bitcoin on Coinbase as of August 1st when the fork happened. I'm not sure if those people have received their outstanding Bitcoin Cash yet. Is it? Did they say anything?
No. I'll take a look at it.
They said, well, no, they're saying January 1st right there, but it looks like I heard something about them being late. Does anybody in the chat know? Did Coinbase release?
January 1st was the intended date, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Edge Secure Wallet. That one I'm have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
You've heard of Airbits,
yep.
I imagine. That's Airbits. They've rebranded. They're doing Edge Secure, and they're going to support, I think, Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe more. But it looks like a pretty good wallet. Also, they have SegWit.
Oh, okay.
I think that's one of the first, other than Samurai and Green Address, I think that'll be the first cross-platform wallet that will allow for SegWit addresses.
Oh, nice.
So Edge Secure, yeah, I'm waiting. Somebody's in the chat said, Ice Medic said they did. I received my Bcash from Coinbase. Awesome. Okay, cool. Sweet. Awesome. That's good to hear. Well, at least they made good on that promise. That's good. I'm sure the people that were waiting to get it were happy to finally get their hands on it. But cool. So I don't know. Let's maybe answer one or two more questions, then we can kind of wrap up and go from there. Okay. So I'm gonna go back because there were a few questions that were like up near the top that I wouldn't mind taking a look at. Any decentralized wallets in the market? This was Christoph. This was like back at the beginning. Decentralized wallets. I don't know, as far as that goes. So I'm not even sure what would entail being what would it entail being
like being open source or closed source, but not really decentralized.
Yeah. So I mean, wallets in themselves are decentralized.
Yeah.
Right. You're running code independently. There's no central authority that can revoke what you're doing. Essentially, I guess a decentralized wallet, if we would call it that, would just be a wallet where you obtain your own private keys.
Yeah.
Is that in itself is the decentralized?
That is the aspect, is holding your private keys. Yeah.
Yeah. So
a lot of wallets are, looking at cryptocompare.com, you can find a lot of wallets and narrow it down by platform, by coin, by security feature, by validation.
Yeah. Cryptocompare.com, right?
Yeah.
That's really good site. They've got a lot of really good info there, and you can compare just about anything. And the other one is LOP.net. LOPP.net. Holy hell, is that ever a good wealth of information that's there. It's from Jameson Lopp, and he's he works for BitGo. He's a software engineer, and he does a lot of coding for Bitcoin. Pretty much, he'll code up just he does a lot of work out of the kindness of his heart, so you should definitely check out
it's one of the few websites that you can learn basically anything with Bitcoin. There's reference material there you can explore pretty deep.
Yeah. If you were to go through all the material sitting here, you would probably be one of the most educated people when it came to Bitcoin, probably on the planet. You would be way up there. Okay. Somebody said Coinbase is a horrible company.
I've never heard that before.
Laps were had. Okay. IOTA and Byteball use special nodes that checkpoint the network. Is that the same as Ray blocks? IOTA is interesting. I'm not sure if the technology behind IOTA is similar to Byteball and Ray blocks. I haven't looked too deep into them. IOTA, the interesting thing to me about them is that they don't use a blockchain. So it's called a tangle, and so instead of having a transaction fee, your fee for sending a transaction is you have to check or verify two other transactions. So essentially, the more people that use the network, the more cross-checking that you have between transactions.
It's kind of the blockchain upside down. Instead of proving past transactions, you put the chain into the future, and so it's more scalable. And
yeah. The issue with that is they have to get past a certain hurdle in order to get enough users for transactions to get through in a timely manner. Because what I've found, because I played around with IOTA because I was curious, is that I had to redo transactions again and again and again because I was waiting for somebody to verify it. I think was the problem.
Yeah, it should grow quicker the quicker the adoption goes, but the technology itself is still very much in beta right now. It's not proven technology yet.
Yeah. So I mean, if it does work, amazing. Like it's incredible. But I'm just waiting to see if it does work. Like I'm not discounting it right now, but like when I had the wallet, I essentially could not do transactions that would take days of retrying. So it was a pain in the ass. 14,000 users, 1% of Coinbase users being reported to IRS. So reporting, I guess, themselves. Yeah, that's an interesting metric.
Holding coin on American-based exchanges is difficult. The U.S. is wanting to tax and keep their government alive.
Yeah.
So they'll find money.
Damn the man.
Yeah, damn the man. That is the man.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here. I guess. So. I guess thank you guys so much for joining in and watching us. How many people do we even have in here right now? Oh, we got like 50 people watching or so. That's not bad. So yeah, like it's been a while since I live streamed. It was like the end of September I was looking, I think, almost the beginning of October. So it's been a while. I want to start doing this more regularly. So
it's been my first time. I'd like to do it more regularly.
Yeah. So maybe I'll have Tom Classic in here from time to time. Hopefully Tom Cash will jump into the chat again and give us shit for bashing his good name. But anyways, somebody said, "Are you giving away a nano right now?" No. I have mine in my pocket, but
with the coin on it, of course.
Yeah. So I am planning on doing some giveaways again, some coins and stuff like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for indulging myself and Tom Classic here. And I'm sure we'll see you guys again soon. So thank you guys. Have a good night and see you next time on the BTC sessions.
Ciao.